I had a horrible automobile day today. I woke up and my starter went out on my fine Japanese automobile. Yeah, it's one of those names you can't pronounce. And then I turned to my old reliable Ford, and it got us halfway there. And I stopped by a store, and I came outside, and that thing wasn't started either. I don't know. I guess it was just that kind of day. And that's the same thing I want Diego Pavia to be saying around 6 o'clock on Saturday night. It's just that kind of day. Tide, roll! Roll Tide, Bama Nation, and thank you for coming over and joining me on this virtual space, whichever one you chose, whether it was Facebook, whether it was over here, YouTube. Thank you for checking me out. Come on in, Bama Nation. Sit down for a spell. Tell your friends to lock me in, and let's talk about your Crimson Tide, the greatest football dynasty the world has ever seen. I'm talking about all levels. You know, Pop Warner, they can get some. They want to line it up. Come on out here, Junior. Any level. Share a pound with a brother on your way in. Drop it right on the subscribe button. Drop something in the comments, folks. Say hello. Just say hi. Come in and catch a vibe and help the Tide thrive. And don't forget to subscribe. Now, only the power of the people can blast this channel into the outer regions of that 5-figure subscription band. You know, 10, 20, 40, 50,000 subscribers. You know, hopefully we can get there before the Tide adds number 19 to the trophy case. That's what I'm talking about. Number 19. That's what you want? I want number 19. You know, can we keep that? Maybe not. I don't know. And remember, as always, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice inside of your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please remember to let the algorithm know what we're doing over here and poke that like button right in the eye. Come on now. Let's get started. I'm just going to be serious right now. Welcome to tonight's show, but with all due respect, our Crimson Tide is about to turn back time Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, and make the Commodores of Vandy walk their own damn planks. This ain't no rivalry, okay? It's a reckoning. Vandy's been puffing out their chest, you know. They did something they hadn't done in 40 years. And now coming in after beating up a bunch of nobodies, schedules that it look like a cupcake sampler plate. You know, if you're getting ready for like a Sweet 16 party, that's what they schedule like. Not a gauntlet like we've been facing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no. When you go back and look at who they played and how they play, you watch the game, they ain't play nobody. They may have fooled the nation with all the flashy stats. Diego Pavio with the backyard heroics. You know, go down to the Cutlass and take a left, and I'm gonna hit you when you get over by the Toyota. But they ain't fooling the Tide. They ain't fooling me at all. I had to go watch the games. I was like, okay, Vandy, 4-5-0. Okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, whatever. Hey, Saturday, silence the hype, bury the pretenders. Let me say this out loud for the folks in Nashville. You may beat Charleston Southern. You may have run through Georgia State, but you do not, I'm going to repeat it, do not include Alabama in your potential list of victory. This Saturday, you come to not to play a game, man. Oh, no. You are arriving in Tuscaloosa to face vicious, violent vengeance, precision, and hopefully we got a scoreboard that can get in the triple digits. Have they made that adjustment yet? Because I want you to prepare yourself, Vandy Chris, and all your boys, all your people over at the Golden Broom. Prepare yourself, Vandy, to be vanquished, conquered, and boarded all Saturday afternoon. We're going to be standing on your back. You wanted the storm, and now the storm awaits your candy asses. Yeah. I said it, candy asses. With all due respect. Now, right here, let's look at the tail of the tape and see what everybody's all hyping up about. Look at this. Whoa, I ain't big enough. I'm too big. I'm too ugly. Okay, so look at the tail of the tape right quick. What, points per game? They got us by 11 points. Yeah, if you play South Carolina with no quarterback, what is the South Carolina offense without Lenore Sellers? They one man short. That's what they are. They don't have a quarterback after him. Period. So when you take that away and look at the rest of them people, garbage. Oh, surprising. Charleston Southern didn't score a lot of points on you. Lenore Sellers leaving the game early, didn't score a lot of points on you. The team fell apart. I watched that game. Yards per game. Oh, yeah. I'm sure Utah State really put up a strong defense against whatever. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's trash. I'm telling you. We took our L. Went down to FSU, screwed it up. Don't let it fool you. People are like, why is Alabama a 10.5-point favorite? Because they ain't played nobody. Not because we ain't played nobody. Because they haven't played anybody. Are we successful to the run? Oh, yeah. Where we at now here? We allowed 160.5. They allow 80. Guarantee we have over 79.5. I'm thinking more like 125. I ain't gonna lie. They may have 175. They ain't gonna throw the ball. Not like this. Not like he been spinning it. Look at the little turnover thing. Huh? We're pretty good at not giving the ball away, but not so much over there at Vandy. They got 1 turnover per game. They're taking away almost 2 per game. We're giving away nothing. We're taking. Thank you for your donation. So I don't know. Somebody's already saying hello or something in the chat. It's me. What's going on? It's me. Say you call that a gauntlet. What you played? You're an Auburn fan, sir. We're not listening to you today. You guys have actually played a gauntlet. How's it going for you? More on Auburn later in the telecast. Anyway, now, if you want to compare Utah State, Charleston State, Georgia State, Lenore Sellers-less South Carolina team to Florida State, who we had, Wisconsin, and then we had ULM was nobody, and then we had Georgia. People respect Georgia. What team over there even looked like Florida State? Where was the possibility of Vanderbilt losing? Just tell me that. Yeah. They was cocky after the win last year, but we got people talking this year. More on that in a second. When you look at the tail of the tape, it looks like you have teams coming in that are pretty matched up and pretty even. I mean, Tim Beck, he's their offensive coordinator. He's the guys running that pistol circus over there that they got going on. It's like part of that Colin Kaepernick nostalgia. Must be some of that stuff he coached them over there at Kansas State. It's part of backyard chaos. It's like a pistol, but Pavia adds a certain flair to it. But he better bring 21 other people with him. Every play starts with deception with them. You know what I'm saying? If we don't know it, you stand back there, they'll run through you. You know what I'm saying? Jet sweeps, keepers, shovel passes. It's like Gus, but it's slower. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's more accurate than Gus, but I think we're gonna figure it out. 12 disguises, all in one play. Clever, confusing. It works against team who couldn't stop a sneeze in a wind tunnel. It worked against them. But against Alabama, the sleight of hand turns into the sleight of hope. You go out there thinking you're going to keep fooling Alabama for the rest of the year and keep spinning and you're going to end up getting somebody face caved in. I'm just telling you. There are some possibilities. I didn't say they were going to not score. I'm just saying they're going to catch a beating come Saturday. So Diego Pavia, he's electric. 1,200, 11 touchdowns, and 13 TDs, almost 300 yards rushing on a bunch of goofballs. But that's production. 75% of his passes, leads the SEC in swagger per inch, if you want to count that up. But he leads it, think about this. Diego Pavia, who people don't really see as a passer, he's leading up the SEC in passing. But how many SEC teams has he played? South Carolina, who didn't have their quarterback. And their backup, let's just face it, their backup is not competent enough to be called an SEC quarterback. Say, how old is the quarterback? I don't know. I think he's not 39, 38. He is a couple of years from Social Security, sir. He got the juice though. He got the grit. They call him the next Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel beat us once. Not sure about the second time. Y'all may want to look that up. But here's the kicker, man. I just got to say it. Utah State, Georgia State, Charleston Southern. That's not a resume. That's a scrapbook from spring camp. That's the kind of team, if they were high schools, they would say, hey, Charleston Southern, hey, Georgia State, Utah State, you want to have a jamboree? That's what that is. Y'all know the high schools, they get their call together. Sometimes they call it a rival. The rival don't want to come. They call another, the 5A school call down to the 3A schools. Hey, y'all want to do this jamboree? And they come in there and they break all the rules. The 6A school breaks all the rules, beats the living dog crap out of the 3A team. Like, hey, man, y'all broke the rule. They're like, sorry about that. But we just had to get it in. We had to get some work in. Nobody falling for this. Charleston Southern was a glorified scrimmage. Even in 2019, Vandy would have won that game by 30 points, maybe 45 points in 2019 when they were really trash. And, the Virginia Tech game. Virginia Tech just fired their coach. I don't know if y'all missed that. 3 games in. So I don't even see that as some kind of win for Vandy, but that's a mercy kill. Put that man out of his misery. Hey, man. Go out there and get some of them doggone potatoes and stuff that's done. This coaching thing ain't for you. And South Carolina, like I said, they play without my man. Utah State is on their 3rd head coach in 3 years. They're rebuilding from the parking lot. Hey man, that do you wear that vest all day? If you could take it off, we may want to interview for coach. Georgia State gave up 70 points. That's not a football game, man. It's like a fireworks show. Come on, man. I mean, they got numbers. 49 points a game, 4th in the nation. But who the tops in the nation are? Other schools that ain't gonna be Alabama. If you look at the top 15 teams in points, there's about 10 of them teams that couldn't beat Alabama also. Matter of fact, I would go as far as say that 10 of them teams probably wouldn't play Alabama. It means nothing to me. Bring it. 271 yards passing a game, 223 yards rushing. I can't say it's real because they ain't played real. 500 yards of offense, that won't happen Saturday. It won't happen Saturday. I'll be right here starting at halftime, counting up every yard. I'll be right here. But it's about 5 o'clock, I'll be there watching, counting. I'll bring my big calculator. I used to work that 9 to 13 key. Y'all know what the 13 key is? I knew how to do that. Second in offensive success rate. But success against mediocrity is caused mediocrity with better lighting. It's a team, the FCS, I'm sure got the same numbers, but nobody cares. And neither do I, for that matter. I watch the games, man. I watch how they struggled with Utah State until SEC players and depth caught up with them. I watched the game. And I watched South Carolina when there's like, soon as Lenoir's went out, he had a concussion, I think. This was the number 1 position on South Carolina's team. Head down, continents falling. They just nothing. Everybody was like, we still gonna play without Lenoir's. Lenoir's not coming back. Tell you, man. He has been in school long enough to have his PhD. This is true with your JUCO, and I don't care about that. Get that education, boy. You're gonna need it, especially Sunday morning. 4th in what's that? Yards per play in the drop back. Let's see. I mean, the DBs they have played, man. They truly haven't seen it like this year. And maybe we playing with a little gumption. Maybe we got a little chip on our shoulder at Alabama. Maybe. Because last year we didn't know what they had on their shoulder. Was it, was it soup? Or was it pride? Come to find out, it definitely wasn't pride. Was it confusion? Was it I'm lost? My coach abandoned me? I don't know. But the DBs they played against, especially against Utah State, people still learn how to backpedal, man. And South Carolina's defense has been bad all year. People at Virginia Tech, they really have a problem recognizing what's going on. Excuse me, I got some indigestion going on. It's been very painful, and we got to deal with it. That's why I'm so agitated. The supporting cast is solid. It's not scary. So Derek Alexander, 245 yards rushing, 7 TDs. It's good between the tackles. He haven't faced the front seven nowhere near like the top defenses in the SEC. We know that. Eli Stowers, tight end. Now, that's the guy that does worry me because don't nobody check a tight end dog on the SEC, if you ask me. 300 yards running, 301 yards receiving. Reliable on third downs. He's not really a game breaker, but he's a chain mover. It's for real. Junior Sherrill, Trey Richardson, speedy, shifting, productive. Against defenses that couldn't cover a couch at their grandma's house with hundreds of yards of sheets of plastic. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Like I said, the trickery is there. And we're suckers for a trick, gosh darn it. You think you got guys going to the left, and we think he's going to the right. Next thing you know, he's running right past you. Yeah, try it. I ain't gonna lie. Alabama defense gets ripped. They get ripped if you can get the ball back. Last year, they controlled the ball for 17 minutes. I just said the other day, I don't know if I don't know if Kirby and Saban can really win a game or coach a game with 17 minutes of possession time. We already know the boy cannot. So I think they learned something there. You can start off by just holding on to the ball. Don't just try to score when you can at will. You take shots, but every doggone series cannot be about you taking shots. Sometimes you got to grind it out. Real long, agonizing drives that look beautiful to me, and your opponent absolutely will not like. So I know Beck's offense thrives on confusion. It's like watching a musician who only performs for toddlers. We ain't got no children out there. We got men. Harvey's decision-making is elite until he's forced to throw downfield. Anybody look at them downfield stats? It becomes a coin toss. And most of the time his coin lands on the side of chaos. He can try it if he wants to. They're going to milk the clock. We know how they do it. Jerry kill, the clock kill. They're team consultant / brain behind the power trust, the Chris Lee and all that stuff. They're going to keep you guessing. You're going to guess about everything other than the fact they're about to snap this ball between 3, 2, and 1. It's absolutely the greatest thing I ever saw when they did it against Auburn several years back. But we're not them. When they're behind in a game, when they get behind, they kind of turn, they panic a little bit because they're not set up to come from behind. Pause. They're not set up to come to score points to catch up with nobody. They always either out ahead or they just don't win. Guess which one I think Caleb and the boys going to do? They live in the red zone. They've been going off 83.3% in the red zone drives. That's an elite number. But Alabama's defense, it doesn't bend. It breaks offenses. It has. Even with all the rushing yards, 160.5 a game. Look at the points. Top 20 in the nation, 16.5. Just talking facts. I ain't making this up. But look the numbers up. You got your car here? Let's go get the paper. We talk about it. No, it's an old joke, Rich Pryor. Anyway, Poppy would need to run through a brick wall. This brick wall of 5 stars that we got all over the place. That's right, 5 stars. That's right. So the mental game, confidence, here he come, bumping them gums. He said, we play our game. It won't be close. That's what he said. It won't be close. I don't know. Maybe he got that spirit of Castellanos. And maybe he gonna pour it all out on this game, and he comes up with a big victory, and then you go and look like trash for the rest of the season, just like Castellanos. Maybe you're gonna do that. That's adorable, man. But this ain't Utah State, man. Whatever city that game was played in, you're gonna play some Tuscaloosa. On defense, defense for them. With all due respect, it's trash. It's trash. If Vanderbilt's defense improved from giving up, 36 points back in the day in 2023 to 20, let's see, they went to give them 2023. They went to give them 23 points last year, and now they've gotten a lot better. But it's against nobody. I mean, take that down a long time ago. That's like bragging, like saying you went from flunking to barely passing. Oh yeah, I don't have 45 no more. I got 61. Congratulations, you idiot. Clark Lee had to fire his own DC and call those own plays last year. Nobody talks about that. That bit of leadership, which I describe as desperation with a headset. Nobody talking about that. Enter Steve Gregory, the new DC. His biggest career highlight that I know of. Sure, he got a lot of family things he's achieved, but he is the guy who scored a touchdown off Mark Sanchez's butt. Yeah, go look it up. Butt fumble. Yeah. So his coaching resume includes being fired by the Dolphins, so naturally Vanderbilt said, let's bring him in. He loves the blitz, man. That's great. Until you realize that you get caught up in a screen game that eats blitzes for breakfast. Yeah, you see Proctor out there on the edge. You say, what we about to do? What we got to do? Oh, here we go. Here's the real Thompson. See, we know you're smart because you graduated from Auburn. Graduated from Auburn with a graduate degree. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I thrived in the Tide for many more years before that. I got a PhD in Alabama football. That's what I got before I got to Auburn. What's your point? So, let's see. Brian Longwell, he leads the chaos with 5 tackles for loss. Edge rusher Miley Capers has 8 tackles for loss. He'll be looking for more, but he'll need I think he'll need 8 more just to slow down Jam Miller and Jeremy Bernard in the first drive. Yeah, I think Jam was just warming up against Georgia, and Jeremy Bernard, he ran the ball 5 times in the last game. So, these guys don't impress me. Some of the teams should have probably given up like 8, maybe like 4 points a game. Sometimes South Carolina game, they did nothing. Their safety got tackles for loss, but he'll be chasing Isaiah Horton's shadow all night long. Yeah, because he'll be living it. Because Isaiah may not run away from you, but that dude, he covers up people that's guarding him, hands down. So Vandy boasts 43 tackles for loss and 14 sacks. They blitz more than everybody else that we could think of. Blitzing like desperation. Because if you're dealing with a doggone quarterback who can't deal with the blitz, who has accuracy issues, doesn't know his plays like he needs to be, hey man, you may look dominant, but looks like stat padding if those teams are Charleston, Southern, Georgia State. If most of those numbers came from those games, in Utah State or whoever these crap teams y'all been playing, the defensive front they have, it mimics the Alabama structure, but mimicry isn't mastery. It's like cosplay. They're dressing up like the Alabama with black and gold on. This might be a push though to the third quarter. They can do all the damage they're gonna do as a defensive line, but with Smith getting the game in the third to come off his suspension, I think they're gonna find that him being rested and your people being tired is a bad idea. They're going to be like, hey, this man should have played the first half and shot the second half. Like, too late by then. He get in the game, he's going to be pretty doggone irritated that he took that old bullcrap call in the Georgia game anyway and got ejected. So he come in, I think he's highly motivated to hit somebody right in the ear hole again, this time for real. So their nose tackle is solid, but he's about to meet the wrath of an offensive line that's playing 9 people, and they keep them rotated, 4 and 5 star bulldozers with bad intentions. That's right. Alabama's rotating lineman Jack. A lot of people like, you don't trust. They may do 6. They may do 7. Alabama's doing 9. They did 9. 8 at Georgia. 8 or 9, maybe even 10. It seems like somebody's building up some depth. Yeah, we ain't gonna let no too many twisted ankles mess us up this year. Vandy's run defense is decent, unless you count the first 2 drives against South Carolina, where they got gashed. By who? The offense being run by Lenore Sellers. It was a problem. The secondary, a zone blitz mess. It's spot drops, soft coverage, holes big enough for the Crystal Tide to drive a hole through. I'm telling you, you don't. People, even Vandy Chris, Ryan Williams ain't had it. Man, it's about 4 or 5 doggone receivers on the team. You picking out one. They got 3 interceptions on the season. One by the defensive tackle and one by the linebacker. Sounds like a mistake to me made in that it was the defensive line is getting into play. I mean, I commend them, but their DBs, they're like scenery, like garnish. We have to have 11 people out there, right? Yeah, put some DBs out there. Oh, yeah, I ain't talking trash. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Vandy brags about Ryan Williams not being elite. That's rich coming from a team who's, like I said, who corners they're not doing much this year. But newsflash, he is elite, whether you like it or not. But even if he wasn't, are you going to be able to handle Jeremy Bernard? Are you going to be able to handle Lysia Brooks? And are you going to be able to handle Isaiah Horton, who will be masquerading around as receivers with the non-elite, in their words, Ryan Williams? It's not even a trio. What is it, a quintet? Quartet? That's a quartet, that's a quartet nightmare dressed in cleats. I wouldn't want to cover them. I want to figure nothing out for them. Then they start rotating through people. This offense, man, Alabama's offense, it thrives in the 10 to 15-yard zone. The exact spot, it's the soft spot in Vandy's scheme. Yeah, they blitzing, remember? They like to leave a lot of stuff open. You know what I'm saying? If maybe they don't check tight ends very well. We got a tight end. We got 2. Caleb Edwards is a freshman, and Josh Quavers, he's more of a senior guy. He's the vet. He's been getting production as of late, and I like it. I'm thinking that Ryan Grubb's screen game is going to shred them, those blitzes, and make them just stand back. Hey man, we going straight up the middle, and they gone, they left. So Vandy wants to shorten that game, but I don't know. I'm tired of harping on them. I'm tired of this weirdness stuff going on. The turnover, unless we have some kind of turnover witness. I'm so sick of. I was irritated with this game last year. I'm really irritated with it now. I want to get it on tonight. So Vandy's defense, they talking a big game, but they're about to face a real one. This ain't last year. This is about vengeance. This is about correction. Alabama is bringing the smoke, fire, and the scoreboard. Okay? Yes, we all remember last year's game, and we're not in the mood for sequels. You're a 10.5-point dog in our house. Nobody trying to be disrespectful, just trying to introduce you to reality. We 3-1, coming off a decent win. Ty Simpson's on fire. Vandy's offense has some flash, but Bama's defense is about to turn the damn lights off. I ain't scared. I got a lot of people around out with Alabama stuff on. They're like, well, they're looking pretty. I looked at the games. This ain't last year. Ty Simpson is averaging 300 yards per game, 0 interceptions. I already told you about the receivers. Caleb the boy has his offense humming like a Rolls Royce. To be truthful, I did not hum. Sounded like my wife's old Yugo back in college. Yeah, and it was old Yugo when she got it. Yugo or whatever, with Hyundai, it was horrific. That's what we had last year. This is not this. The defense is angry, focused, still gives up too many rushing yards, but it's trying to make that. We just want to make Diego Pavia long for the days of playing football in New Mexico. We respect the hustle, Vanderbilt, but it's time you be put back in your place. Diego is a baller, no doubt, and the offense is very creative, it's confident, it's dangerous. But teams ranked 80th and below. But this Saturday, you're going into Brian Denny, baby. I'm just saying, you're going into Brian Denny. I mean, come on, man. If you think I'm about to put off that stuff, let's do what we did last year. I want this to be a brutalizing victory for you guys. I want you to be thinking about this game 3 weeks from now. We're ready to remind folks that Vandy, that last year was a fluke, and this year is the reckoning. Let's be ready for it. So I'm done with Vanderbilt. I don't have any respect for them at this point. Anybody got anything to say about it, let me know. And let's see. Like Terrell says, like I told him Sunday, winning 8 games in the SEC is different than winning 8 games in lesser conferences. You got that right, Jack. 8 wins, 2014 playoffs might just get you in. 16 teams. Depending on who you lost to. I don't know who the top 3 teams are, but we got 3 losses to those guys, 4 losses to the top 4 teams. But you beat everybody else handily, like by 20-something points. I give you I just want to recap my great games from last week. Ryan Williams more like Cat Williams. We got to get this out of there. They're going to put some respect on my man's name. But recapping last week, Florida State headed over to Virginia. The Cinnamon Rolls went and stormed into Charlottesville and found out that their playbook was written in crayon. That all white crayon. Road loss for them. It's not a blemish. It's a billboard. I don't know what we were doing in that game. How did we lose to these people? How? Vanderbilt with the Utah State dropped 55 on them, setting a personal vendetta. The Aggies were so lost as Utah State. I know y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know what they call Utah State. But those Aggies were so lost, Siri started rerouting them to their next coach. That's how bad the game was. Iowa State, Arizona. I thought Arizona was going to win. I thought Fafita was going to do it, but the Cyclones blew through them like a tax audit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Relentless, confusing, and left nothing but regret. The Wildcats look like house cats. Wake Forest, Georgia Tech treated Wake Forest like a malfunctioning vending machine. Just kept pressing buttons until points fell out the sky. It's just like, I don't know what it was. Georgia Tech should have lost that game, but they eked it out because Wake Forest, they're so giving. Indiana and Iowa. Indiana stunned Iowa in a game so ugly, it could have been broadcast in black and white. The colors didn't make the difference. The Hawkeyes offense was so conservative, they refused to go across the midfield without permission. Like, can we cross over into your territory? It's a horrible game. Horrible game. Ohio State and Washington. I don't know. Buckeyes turned the Huskies into chew toys. I ain't never seen that happen. How's a nut turning? That's crazy. It's a public service announcement, man. Washington defense was like it was on a 4-hour coffee break. Let us know when you're done. Kentucky and South Carolina. South Carolina came back because they had the guy. They all fell apart, during the game against Vanderbilt. That wasn't an SEC game. That was something bizarre. Go look. I'm not making stuff up. The Wildcats, they scratched that South Carolina for a minute, but what's it called? What's the thing? Old Big Cocky? Got that spur on it. South Carolina just had bigger claws that day. Penn State and Oregon. Oregon flew in the Happy Valley, and it turned to the Sad Valley. James Franklin game plan looked like it was crowdsourced from Reddit. Like, I don't know, man. They're going to get him out of there in a minute. I can't even. He's been there long enough. He moving that team into the permanent fourth position in the doggone conference. Now that Oregon is there, they can't be behind Michigan, Ohio State, and Oregon. That means you're never gonna get to the national championship because 3 teams go from the Big Ten. Penn State may not make it back. They might not make it back. Mississippi State and Tennessee. They squeaked it out in overtime, but it felt more like a hostage negotiation. The Vol fans that was watching that game, they aged 5 years in the fourth quarter alone. I mean, couldn't have happened to a greater group of snitches. Congratulations, 10 of snitches. Notre Dame, Arkansas, 5-6-13. They fired coach, all kind of stuff. They was giving out Arkansas was giving out touchdowns. Like, you remember that time Oprah was like, you get a car. They were standing on the sideline. Their old coach was like, you get a touchdown. Embarrassing. It's like we got a leg up on Notre Dame with one SEC team, then they come in and do this. They know who to play. Ole Miss, LSU, Lane Kiffin out, Fox, Brian Kelly. LSU's offense was stagnant. Even the referees started checking for a pulse on their offense. They gonna make it? Do we need to bring the paddles out? And Auburn played Texas A&M, tight, close game. You look at 16-10, a defensive battle. Hugh Freeze might want to call tech support because it seems like the playbook he think he's using. It's the old playbook from '98, and everybody's hip to his game. You know, he might be hip backed up, man. I would just throw it out there. The alumni may want to put something together so that man can go start back dialing 900 numbers, so he can loosen up a little bit. I'm just saying. That's when he was willing and dealing back then, baby. 1-900. Give me offense. And of course, you know what happened with the doggone Georgia Bulldogs and Alabama Crimson Tide. Went down there, hit them across the head, and you know, broke a 33-game win streak on them, and you know, moved on to a bigger and better position. I think we're back. Not back at a legendary or dynastic level, but we're back from a standpoint of we're back on track for 2024. That's the only thing I can guarantee with that win that happened the other day. Now, games of interest this week, we got Kentucky and Georgia. Georgia's going to walk that out on them. No problem at all. It's going to be a massive beatdown. Georgia's defense is still like a little fortress to most teams, and Kentucky's offense is non-existent for the most part. Oh, I got some comments in the chat. I want 3 comments. Travail again. Y'all wasn't a bad team last year. Wasn't a Nick Saban team, but still good. Yeah, but they just didn't know who they were. They found themselves. Well, FSU's offense was not their issue. The defense failed them. I think they had some problems with the play calling too, their run game. I didn't like the fact that we didn't run more, other than the quarterback. Let's see. Indiana's still trying to fool people that they're good. Man, why you just know Indiana? That's Signetti, man. You know, he went to the Capstone coach. Hey, but I agree. You gotta prove it, as you know, every week, every year to year. It's hard being in the top 25 every year. When you get up there, you just can't do it. Then get up there and just fall backwards. The next game I want to look at is what's that? Wisconsin and Michigan. I think it's gonna be a game that's interesting to watch. Michigan offensive line moves bodies like furniture. Wisconsin's D-line folds like IKEA furniture. I want to watch it because I want to see what Michigan is. They're a team that may cause some ruckus down the line. If they can make it to the playoffs, maybe Alabama can get a chance to play it. If we make it. You know, but this is a Big Ten mismatch. You know, Michigan might be playing a little checkers chess. Wisconsin, because they still changing the offense, they playing Uno. But I just want to see for comparison purposes how that turns out. Clemson, North Carolina. Clemson is favored by 16.5. Now, There's been nothing Belichickian about North Carolina as of yet. How long does it take you to put a professional, I don't know, polish on a college team? It's really hard because not only you got about 30% of your team leaving every year. With the portal, you're probably losing 40% of your team every year. Some from the bottom, less experience, and a lot of experience at the top. Outlaw college football. You should do a podcast with me. Well, just send me a good old email, partner, to tightsports@gmail.com, and we can put that together. He got the cowboy hat, so I'm figuring he's a cowboy outlaw, or he's an actual criminal, in which, sir, I apologize for everything I said. I don't mean to mock you at all. Kay Klubnik better get locked in, because anybody feel like his NFL stock is kind of like slipping away? Maybe. Texas at Florida. Texas favored by 18.5. Longhorns should stump them out. Is there something wrong with Arch Manning? Is he not going to the Hall of Fame after this year? I do mean the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame. I think after this year, they told us that Arch Manning was going to the Hall of Fame at the end of this year. He was going to be the best quarterback. Nobody could touch him. Florida, for you, all I know is you're going to lose. And number two, Tim Tebow is not walking through that door. Matter of fact, if y'all could go back and y'all be an improvement for y'all would be if y'all can find out if Steve Spurrier has any eligibility left. But if you're not going to block for him, don't do that to that man. Boise is going to play Notre Dame. Now, I put this game up because I think Notre Dame will win the game. They're favored by 21. But I think if I had some money to put out there, I think I may take that Boise. Yeah. Washington and Maryland, Loxley. Man, if you ever watch the Terrapins play, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you ever watch the Terrapins play, their defense is like some kind of interpretive dance. It's like, Loxley, come on, man. Play, man, you coach for the GOAT. Offense looking good, man. Come on, man. I think Washington's going to win that game, man, but I don't know. It's only a 6.5 point. I'm going to go with the home team, man. Loxley, come on. Just throw 50 on them and, keep building up your cred, man. Maybe he'll get hired to become an offense coordinator in the NFL because he is one hell of an offense coordinator. I really cheer for him. This is going to be a good game. Texas Tech versus Houston. Texas Tech is favored by 11.5. And I think they're fooling somebody. I think Houston's going to beat them. They playing in Houston. I think they're going. I just think Houston. I take the 11.5. I think Houston's going to cover that out. Texas Tech may win. But I'm like, I don't believe it yet. And that's an in-state rival. Mississippi State's playing Texas A&M. That's going to be a great game. That's going to be an absolute great game. Texas A&M favored by 14.5. That won't happen. Give me Mississippi State. Le'Veon Moss is running pretty mad. The Bulldogs tackling. Their defense has improved. They turned into a pretty significant team, I must admit. They will lose this game, but I don't think they lose by 14.5. I'm having all kind of issues today and tomorrow. And then where was I? Maryland. I'm smart now. I know to keep 2 scripts up at one time. Minnesota and Ohio State. And PJ Fleck has been alive. He's been up there trying to teach people how to row that boat for I don't know how long. I don't know how long they're going to have that man in Minnesota rowing that boat. He is a 23.5 point underdog. And I do think that Julian saying, Mr. What's his name? Ryan, color my beard, whatever his name is, the coach there, I think they're going to run through him. I don't think it'll even be close. Where are we now? We already talked about Alabama. I'm done with Alabama. We're going to win. We're going to cover twice. So what is that? 21? Yeah, give me 21. 21. More I said Colorado and TCU. I don't know what's going on with Coach Prime. Are they getting it together? It's like their team was waking up, but we will be able to see firsthand what's going on with them in this next game against TCU. TCU has always got an aggressive defense. They come and go like in different sequences. Like one year they'll be good, and then 3 years they'll be down. I think we're on about the second or third year, so it may be on the uptick. Don't be surprised to see. I won't be surprised to see them in the playoffs. Maybe in a year or two, they'll make a flash and they'll go back down there, come back up. But in this world, for teams like that level, that's the kind of consistency that pays off. It's not an embarrassing thing. That's not horrible. Horned Frogs do have depth on their team. Colorado has plenty of drama. They have a lot of drama because for some reason, well, he's got a child. They got some media issues, so he comments on them. And I'm like, one of y'all need to stay out of the media because this is not working. So I got TCU winning that game, hands down, definitely. Miami and Florida State, probably the game of the night if they play after Alabama. Man, I hope Miami beats them so bad that they give them 2 losses. Is it possible for them to get 2 losses? They played in Tallahassee, so that's going for them. Miami's a 4.5 point. I'm taking Miami. Yeah, I'm giving them points down right there. Yeah, that's this. Yeah, I'm taking Miami to win. I'm taking the points, all that. I'm sick. I'm very biased. I don't even care. Seminoles defense is top. I don't know. The Seminoles defense is top 50 on a good day, but Miami's defense is top 10 so far, based on who they played. The Hurricanes did beat Florida. FSU lost to Virginia, though. Virginia almost got Squirrel White killed just by winning the game. And last but not least, I think Auburn is at home. They're on the bye week, so it's bye week versus Auburn. And Vegas has the bye week favored by 22 points. Yeah, the bye week is going to win this in a shutout. The bye week, they don't turn the bye week don't turn the ball over. Auburn does this frequently. Enough turnovers, too many turnovers compared to bye week. They don't stand a chance. The bye week doesn't commit penalties, so we're going to have to get us a check in the bye week's side. Auburn leads the SEC in flags. Can't win like that. You cannot win like that. I don't know what makes them think they can, but they cannot win like that. I mean, I'm just saying, it's the truth. And the bye week does not miss tackles. Auburn misses everything but the bus and the buffet line. All right? Especially that left tackle over there. Been eating good since he got down there. I hear you, boy. Get that food on. Ha, ha, ha. You're going to look so nice packing luggage in the planes after college. Anyway, Auburn's best play is the clock running out. But I still think they will get dominated handily by the bye week, thus giving them another loss. Maybe not in the score in the rankings, but they're gonna lose right here this weekend. All right, they're gonna sit around and watch everybody play and be so wonderful. They're just gonna like, man, we really do suck. That's what they keep telling me. All my Auburn friends keep telling me, man, we really do suck. I'm like, okay, if you say so. But let me in with that kick below the belt against our cross-state rivals. Enjoy your bye week, Tigers, and get ready for them dogs. I'm sure you can beat them. It'll be a breeze. May you find that your comeback trail is covered by 4x6s with nails sticking out of them, sharp side up. That's my wish for you all over there on the plains. Now, don't forget to subscribe. Just smack that like button before I get out of here and flick that notification bell. My mouth is getting dry. So you know when I drop a video and share these links with everybody. I got a little more couple things in the chat. Let's see. John Gruden made a video pinning for the Arkansas job, pining for Arkansas. He can go down there if he wants to. He can go down if he wants to. I mean, if he ain't got nothing better to do, can you see John Gruden working with children? Let's be honest. People mature a lot later. So you talking about 18, 19, 20, John Gruden. I said something earlier on my show a long time ago. 2 things you can't do to these kids now. You got to earn their respect or your trust before you can cuss them out. You can't just dog cuss them right the bus. I'm not sure if John Gruden knows this. And you can't lie to him. I don't think John Gruden would lie to him, but some people have lied to people over the years. I don't see, but I can't see him on the college level. And if he does go on the college level, he needs to sack up and take up a team that's like middle of the road Power 4 conference and build that thing. And I don't know if Arkansas is there. Are they bottom 3rd, right, in the SEC? Are they about to turn the corner? I don't think they are. Between Arkansas and Kentucky, I think that's the wrong job to take. Just hit me up. We can talk about that. I was talking about FSU and Virginia, not you guys. Hard tell. Sometimes you get throwing stones, man, and they hurt. I am a human. Prick me, do I not bleed? Let's see. I have 57 years, still young, growing fat. I'm trying to do something over here, man. Man, yeah, come over, man. Holler at me. Let me, man. 5,000. I ought to get there probably right before Alabama win the next championship. Yeah, I'll holler at you. I'll check you out. That's Auburn. Ooh. I'll leave that one alone. As bad as the USC Skittles. Georgia Hedge. Oh my gosh. Yes, sir. I can come on your show. We do. I try to keep it PG-13 around here. Because I really don't know the YouTube rules. So in another life, in other places of the world, I use a more expressionary form of conversation. Out here, I try to keep it PG-13, but hey, I'll be glad to come over your show and hear y'all spitting fire. But I'll check that out, man. But like I said, about to get out of here. Tell your friends you can find me right here on Facebook and on YouTube. Shout out to B Sharp and the Sharpshooters Podcast. Kangaroo Black, Bama Mo, The Long Run with Piano Man, Rags and Fitness. Roll Tide to you all. Thank you all for making Alabama great always. Peace out to the brothers at Travail. Just one of them guys are. The outlaw of college football. Thank you for chiming in today. It's me chimed in. But going to my other guys here, peace to the brothers at Auburn Addicts, Water Cooler Podcast, Bub and the Old Man. It's SEC season with my main man, Tez, Dustin at the Up Tempo Podcast, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan and Auburn fan. Interesting. The Huggy Beard himself, Vandy Chris at the Golden Broom Podcast, who will be probably shedding a tear or two around 5:03 p.m. Saturday night. These folks are a fine group of Crimson Tide hating and doubting Americans. And with that, we'll see you Saturday. We will see you Saturday. I will come on probably at the beginning for these big games, these larger, more pertinent SEC games. I'll probably come in right about the beginning of halftime, sit here, bring your beverages. It's BYOB or BYOK or BYOZ, all that. Just come on in and check me out, and we will definitely get it in. Have a good time watching Alabama expression there. Yeah, expression there. Yes, yeah. That's that education that he was saying I got from Auburn, undergrad at Tuskegee, master's at Auburn. We learn to use our big words, and so we try to do that. But the minute I find out that it's not benefiting me at all, it's gonna get raunchy up in here. Yeah. Anyway, but that's all I have for today. We will see you Saturday. By the time we come over halftime, I don't think I'll be sweating unless I'm probably doing cartwheels because we're definitely on our way to a 50-point victory. But I'll be glad to be up by at least 10 on these bums. But with that, always remember, roll, tide, roll.